I'm Pablo Santos, second year master student of Learning Education and Technology at the University of Oulu. Before I came here, I used to be a university teacher in content design, audiovisual content design, script writing and production. But since I arrived to Oulu, I have been fully dedicated to my master. So I will likely graduate this May. I participated as a facilitator in the CELFAC event last September 2019, and the event was targeting freshmen from the university. The idea was to give them some insight so they were able to gain awareness about their strengths and values, and so they were more successful in designing a professional path according to those new gain insights. It sounds a little bit difficult, I know, but the idea was having different exercises. For instance, building your life map, thinking your ideal, your dream jobs. What they will be for you? So at the end are these stuff, your memories, your expectations, the basic material that we work with during the process. I got 5 credits after finishing the training for the event, the facilitation itself, and later on completing 2 reports about the entrepreneurship identity and the insights gained from the CELFAC facilitation. The most interesting side of the event was understanding how these lean methodologies can be applied for life design, and also that mere act itself, how to have some methodology, some approach to gain some insight about your personal values and your professional values, and how these are linked. These must be linked in order to be happy, let's say, to have a happy professional path. That was the main insight that the event gave me, a methodology in order to help myself, as well as to help others to develop that. First, I think the first evidence that you have is after completing in order to be a facilitator, we had to complete the training. So what did we do in that training? We passed through the process. That was if you don't know something, if you haven't experienced, how are you going to guide someone through that process? So I will say that was the first evidence of the process. Being able to help people and solve their questions related to the process and the outcomes. So I also needed to complete these 2 reports, one about entrepreneurial identity and the other about the insights gained from the experience. So it was really interesting. I was a little bit reluctant at the beginning, but it was a really nice process because it gave me the chance to dig into some research, proper scientific research into the field, and it's always enriching to listen to experts in any field. So in the university, you may have different paths, possibilities to get the credit. But in my case, focusing on entrepreneurship was somehow driven by my personal interest and was fed by these materials that I received. So at the end, I don't know, it was extremely interesting. I was not that much, I was a little bit reluctant at the beginning about writing the reports because no one wants to write an essays and stuff. But it was somehow forced you to articulate ideas, and that's always enlightening, somehow nurturing. So that was let's say the main takeaways and benefits that I perceive from myself from the process.